Chronicles of Football podcast.
You know how it goes.
About the guests.
The guest we've got this week. Chronicles of Football podcast. You're locked inside. Another week. Another discussion. I go by the name of JNR, your host. I'm here with the big co-host in the building, the father from the south side.
You know these introductions.
The big father from the south side
this guy
of the river. Yeah,
I'm telling you.
Big DITA.
Thank you, mate.
What's happening, bro?
I'm good.
Good
but
week.
You know them introductions.
Come on, man. They got to big up the father
like,
inside, but come on, man. They got to know, man.
God.
You know.
You get me? No, I've been good. I've been good. I've been kind of excited about this one, to be fair.
Trust me. Guys, listen. I know we always jazz it every week with the guests that we got, but this is it's a special one.
Nah, it's to me personally, it is, because I think, like I was saying to Junior, this is one of the reasons why I wanted, after reading his story and seeing what he had to go through, I wanted to do something, and this is what we've ended up doing.
100%.
You know what I mean? So it's a pleasure for me to end up meeting him. Yeah. So let's go.
It's my guy from way back a day. Yeah. We're gonna get into it, and I wanna bring some insight of obviously how we met and whatnot. But without further ado, guys, Mr. Owen Price.
What's happening, bro?
Welcome, sir. How you doing?
I'm good, man. You?
Finally, I'm good, man. I'm just like, I don't know. Huh?
It's almost 16 years.
16, 17 years. Because I was just saying earlier on, the social media makes it seem like I saw you the other day. Even when I saw like your wedding pictures and that, like even though I didn't get invited, but I felt like I was a part of it.
You know that sounded emotional there. You know that slightly sounded emotional.
It just felt like I was there because obviously all the rest of them was there. Like, so I just felt like it just felt like that.
Man's not talking about quarantine though. It's like he's just feeling personal about the invitation not being given. You know the way there. But I'm not even gonna go there.
But nice. I'm glad to see you, man. It's just it's been not many man from them times there that are still around today. Do you know what I'm saying?
In good health,
like, in good health. I'm glad you said that because certain man that done out here and not due to you know what I'm saying, just certain
man's a bit sharp out here, you know. Man's done out here, like
certain roads that they've taken. You know what I'm saying? So you know, we're kind of fortunate that we're here around to still talk about certain things and live certain things. But
100%.
As we start. The first question we always ask the guest is, why football?
Right, growing up, I grew up on an estate where it was just football.
Yeah.
If you was weird if you didn't play football.
Yeah.
Like, if you didn't play football, you'd be by yourself. You played football from morning until the light went.
Yeah.
So it was either get with it or you just be by yourself.
Simple as that.
You literally had nothing else to do. Obviously, back we didn't have iPads and all of that. You could live indoors on your iPad all day. You couldn't do that indoors.
Yeah.
So it was just there was nothing else, and everyone played football. You know what I mean, other people when you grow up in the state, you don't have people that play, I don't know, cricket or it's football, isn't it? Football's
especially on the end.
It's a working man's sport, isn't it?
Of course.
Yeah. So that was the main. That was probably the main reason.
Yeah, it was just there.
Yeah,
always there.
Literally,
in your face.
We had a pen right outside our block.
How many estates are built? Yeah. And then, was at one pitch. Yeah, concrete floor.
Was peeling to bits.
Yeah. But you were playing.
Yeah,
you was playing.
Had tennis ball, football, whatever it was. It was.
How old you say?
Probably.
Earliest memory.
Earliest probably 6, 7. 6, 7. Probably, because where the pen was, everybody's house or block could see the pen.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, so you could just.
It's easy.
And no one did it. It's weird. Like now, you'd worry your child going out on when you can't see them.
Yeah.
But when you're in the estate.
No, but you're there.
Your
mum can kind of look out and see you're there.
But it's weird. Even if I couldn't, or my mum couldn't see me, I didn't.
There was no worry. No worry. They could go to the shops and do their shopping and come back.
If your
the community, though, isn't it?
Their parents could see, or their parents could see.
It's a tight community.
It's a tight community.
Everyone was watching everyone.
Definitely. And I don't know now, but I don't that. I don't feel like that is. It's the same still.
No, it's not.
No, it's gone. It's gone.
Because everything's...
That's a problem.
Remember, nothing's consistent.
No.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Back then, people lived there 10 years. Like, so they're around. So they're watching you grow up.
Yeah.
So when they're watching you grow up, they're literally saying, yo,
Yeah.
you know my boy.
Where was your estate?
Yeah.
Tooting.
Yeah, so you think of it now, gentrification's hitting.
Listen, it's got gates up and all that.
Yeah,
See?
like,
It's
even
mad.
my estate.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like from the difference you're saying, it's got
mad.
gates. It's like,
you
wait.
can't even drive in there.
Yeah,
So-
there you go. So it's all done.
That's a whole other story anyway.
So where did it start? Where did the football start?
In primary school,
Mhm.
I was playing for like a little league, and then
What team was that? Do you remember the
the
team?
team just the colours. It wasn't
Colours,
it was
remember? It's like
yellows.
maroon,
yeah,
red,
yeah,
greens and all that thing. Yeah, I
They
remember
didn't
that.
clap them and uncommon.
Oh yeah, the comment.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And then once I got too old for that, then I signed for a proper team that was like they were called Ep3 Eagles,
Okay.
and they that was the first time I ever had home and away matches. Because
Okay.
when we used to play on the
Yeah,
common,
everything was
just
at the
on the
comment.
common.
Yeah, it's at the
every
comment.
team played on that pitch. So when I left there, I was gassed because thinking, "Well, I get to play home and away." And then that was when like I started playing properly. Like
Yeah.
there was players in the team that was getting picked up by clubs, and then it just kind of went from there.
Yeah.
And then that was probably year 6,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was at Mill School of Excellence for a little bit, and then just after that, I went into Charlton. That's when I signed for Charlton.
And what age was that?
Year 6 going into year 7.
Okay.
So yeah, year 6 going into year 7.
Okay.
So what happened at Mill? You didn't like
Nah,
it? They didn't.
You know, it was just like it was weird. Like, you know what would be like a not the academy now. It's like the
I know what you
community.
mean. Yeah.
That's
I know
what
you mean.
yeah.
I know
it was.
exactly. So it's like
There's a word. There's a name for it.
I can't think of community coaches, but it wasn't really a part of Mill.
Yeah. I can't remember what it's called now. What they got now, but it was one of them. So it was just like you'd go there, train,
Play little games, come home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was all the way in Sheen.
All right.
Far. My mum used to take me, but it's long. Coming from Tooting all the way there.
Yeah.
And then Charlton, you'd see me playing for my team, my Ep3 Eagles.
Yeah.
They we had a really good team. So then we used to obviously go to games, tournaments, win leagues. So then obviously scouts will come and watch. They come and watched us. That's when I went to Charlton, and that was I think it was year 6, 7. Signed there, and then it just went from there really.
So what was you then? Like 11?
Yeah.
11?
Yeah, 11,
So year
12.
6.
11, 12.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Year
11,
6.
12.
Year 6 or year 7.
Going into, I can't remember what
I think
it
you started schooling with it because I remember people were talking about it. I just never took it serious.
All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, like 12-ish. So you was at Charlton.
something around there. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So how was that then? Now you're in Charlton. Now you're away from Epsom.
Yep.
Now you've got the kit.
Because from Tooting
hold
to
on.
Sparrows Lane.
No, I'm not even saying that. I'm saying at first, were they Prem then?
No.
They
No.
weren't Prem
You know what?
or Championship.
That was when they lost, around the time they lost in the playoff final against Sunderland on penalties. Do you remember that? Long time ago.
Yeah.
With now
Michael
Quinn.
Gray.
Yeah.
It was around them
Because they
times.
got into the Premier League.
The year after, I think.
Yeah,
couple years
because I
after.
remember that's when is it John Fortune?
Yep.
And that's when Thierry only done that back heel,
Against Fortune.
and I was in. Actually, no, they
Kevin
might
Lisby and
have.
that was in that
Yeah,
team.
yeah. That was in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how was the change from being now Epsom Eagles on a Sunday? Now you're training 2-3 times a week.
It's weird, like you almost you're only normal with it. You're gonna you feel like, oh, this is proper now.
Yeah.
Like this is where you want to be. And then because you come from a Sunday team, some of them boys have been there probably since 8.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You feel like you've got to prove something because there's the group that's been there,
Mm-hmm.
and then there was 2 of us that went from my Sunday team, and we had to go and kind of like prove that we belong there.
Yeah.
And because obviously at that age they're cliquey, innit?
Of course.
A lot of them are anyway.
Of course.
So we had to go there and then kind of prove to them, as well as the club,
Coaches, yeah.
that you belong there. And then kind of once you did that, it was almost like I kind of felt like I was probably one of the better players in that team. So then naturally you're kind of popular. They will look up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course I do.
So it was like that, and that is when
And how long do you feel that took you to solidify your
probably about
chest that?
Yeah, probably about 18 months.
Oh.
Okay. So going into year 8 under 13s.
Yeah. So probably around then.
Mm-hmm.
But it was nothing like now. Like obviously the setup that the academy's got now is nothing like it was nothing like that. Like I went to their training ground about a couple of months ago.
And that is different.
Yeah, even that.
Yeah, that is different. That even blew me away when I saw it. It blew me away.
What, the 3G at the top?
And no, just the whole outlay
tiny.
now.
Like, when I was there, do you remember Norby Power League?
Yeah.
The sand.
Yeah.
That's what used to be Charlton.
Yeah.
Used to have the sand. Yeah. That's what it was like.
That's the truth.
So going through the ages now, so obviously you going into, when did you start? When obviously you said it was when you got to under 13s. That's when you thought, okay.
Yeah.
So what was in terms of the treatment from the coach? Were you getting pushed up, or were they getting extra training, or what was how long did it take for them to identify that we got a special one?
Do you know what? I think it was when I first had a coach. His name was Andy Ritchie. He used to be at Southampton. I think he was the one. It was almost he was the one that made me believe that I had something that not everyone in the team had. So I think, and I've never had that before, where someone made you treated you different, but kind of treated you different because you had something different. If that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%.
So that was but maybe because I was kind of old enough to recognize that he was treating me different. Maybe when I was younger, I didn't realize
that other people might have been. But now that you're maturing a little bit,
I kind of thinking, oh right, he's on me.
Yeah, he's not on my man.
Yeah.
Like he's not on my man.
Yeah.
But he's giving me certain treatment.
Yeah.
No, I get that.
Yeah. So I think it was then. It was I think it was around then when the coach started treating me because naturally that's going to make you feel.
That gave you buzz.
Yeah.
Gave you that little confidence.
Yeah.
I get that.
So, as I said, you're making your way through, but one of my earliest memories is the school match.
No, too quick. You're talking too quick. No, you're talking too quick because I'm gonna. No, but I'm still gonna say before we get to the school match, there's too many things before.
The Heinz Cup.
Wait. This guy's trying to say he's rushing it.
No, but I said it, one of my earliest memories.
And I know why. Because Junior was there.
No, let's just talk.
And you get me?
I shouldn't have even been there.
Wait, see, we're gonna get into that story. Wait. But I'm gonna say that you went to Bevan.
Yep.
No pause. Ernest.
Oh, sorry. No disrespect.
Say it right, please.
No disrespect. Because I feel a bit scared right now. I'm in a room full of men from Bevan. And when I was growing up, he didn't really want to go past Bevan. So it was like, So I'm saying, but you went to Bevan, you played school football.
Yeah.
And then you played for South London.
Yeah.
You played for Inner London.
Yeah.
So you're doing all of this stuff and playing for Charlton.
Yeah.
So where's the time?
You know what? Between
as you said, it's just football.
No, but that's why I'm asking, because I'm saying he's playing for 3 different teams and he's playing.
Yeah.
And he's getting training. Do you understand? With 3 different teams. Yeah. So it's just wow. How did you spread it, make the time, your mum, your people around you, all of that?
My mum used to I think it was a Tuesday and Thursday, my mum used to wait outside the school, pick me up, drive me all the way over to Sparrows Lane, Charlton.
Yeah.
Horrible drive from
awful. Southwest to southeast.
Horrible drive from
horrible. At them times there, like traffic hour.
Horrible. Horrible drive. Horrible drive.
She used to drop me training, sit in the car, wait for me to finish, and then we don't get home till 10:30? And that was Tuesday, Thursday, so I'm getting in, say, at 10:30, and obviously you've got school in the morning. And then we did that for God knows how long. And then obviously my uncle who helped as well, played a part, helped me, used to take me to games.
Right.
So it's literally like you said, like we were saying, if you don't have the people behind you.
Because I always say one of my lines is that it takes a village to raise a
100%.
child, innit?
Mm.
And
that's not your line though, but it is a line.
But I know what you mean.
Yeah, that's trying to come like some philosopher out here.
anyway,
go on. Just making
when you listen to the pods, you'll hear that I've used that line quite a few times, I don't know why my man's trying to roast me, but it's all right.
Go on.
It's all right.
Go on.
It's all good.
Sorry.
It's nice round here. Yeah? But it's the truth.
No,
and the more and more I get older and the more and more you meet new people and the more and more you talk about their stories, it's not a one-man band.
No.
Do you know? And it's the people around them that push them to get to the way they should or want to be.
Yep.
Definitely.
You know?
And there's so many young boys and girls that miss out because they don't have that.
I was just
how many talent
brilliant
fall through
because of that. Because
they
support,
don't have
there's no
the
support network.
Well said.
So many.
Definitely.
Well said.
Most definitely.
So many.
Well said. And then during all of this, you've got a sponsor.
Yeah.
When did that come?
That come when I signed for Tottenham.
Okay, so we'll get to that then.
All right.
We'll get to that.
So now, Junior wants to hit the game. I will gladly make him hit the game now. Gladly.
Nah. Do you know
look at your smile. The smile is amazing. I'm telling you, lads.
I can actually think
it's
of
amazing.
I can think of it like it was yesterday. Yeah.
God.
So obviously we've got to. I'm saying we like I was part of it, but
You went to the school. You
we're
was
saying
part of
school
it.
same year.
Of course.
So the Heinz Cup. I remember those times where the semi-finals. We all wanted to. I think a lot of the games were away.
Yeah. Newcastle.
So we couldn't. So all of us wanted to go. We wanted to rock up. Be like, yeah, we'll jump on the train.
But even though there was away, some of them were home.
Yeah.
But one of the games was at Wimbledon's old training ground. You know, on A3.
Yeah.
One of them was there. One of them was Met Police's ground.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not
and
even
during the day of
That's
school.
crazy.
During the day of school anyway, or just after school, we ain't gonna make
so
it.
So even though they were at home, they weren't really at home.
Yeah. So I remember we're in class now, and I think it's Miss Beatty's announced on the tannoy that we're in the final. I was like, cool. So obviously now they're giving out letters. Do you lot want to? Because it's a coach thing. We heard it's at Highbury. Arsenal fan thinking, oh my days, we're going to Highbury. Do you know what I mean? First, that's the first ever time I went there. So we've had letters, we've given it back and all that stuff. Then an incident took place like 3 days before. Yeah, and mind you, the year I was in, we were like the troublemaker year, the fighters, the trouble, the bad boy, all that stuff, innit? So we just had that little stigma over our head. Anything went down, it's that class. It's that class.
Yeah, all right, cool.
So
And
anyway,
they weren't far wrong.
Don't kill me. Don't kill me.
something's kicked off. I can't remember what happened. I think they must have disciplined one boy, like their fish ponds.
Yeah.
So the next day it was gonna go down again. But I'm in detention, so I'm thinking, all right, cool. After I lived in detention, so all right, cool. After I'm gonna go at the back of the school, down the hill, and go in it. So as I've got there, like they're severely disciplined one next to you, and obviously we're in an area full of South Asians, so the boy got disciplined.
Yeah.
Cool. Something told me that this ain't the end of this. But anyway, a few days has gone now, and it's literally the day of the final. You lot have gone early in the coach.
Right.
So prior to that, all the boys that took part in the beating are getting picked up one by one.
All right, yeah.
But my two friends, Paul and Reddy, I said, Rob, don't worry about it, man. I ain't said your name. But I wasn't there in terms, I didn't do anything. But
Wait, was that the thing when everyone was walking to Tooting?
Yeah, but that's how it built up. But anyway, so
now it sounds like there was a 1,000,000-man march walking down to
Listen,
I'm not even. I wasn't there. I'm not even.
We're not even gonna get into it because
I'm looking. I wasn't there.
Anyway, listen, I didn't want to spend.
Yeah.
So everyone's getting picked up. So those two other boys who don't usually walk with us, but they've come in it, and I know Mr. Jefferson has picked everyone up. So I know they're sweating. So the day has come now, and one of them told me, "Rah, Mr. Jefferson's looking for you, you know." That morning, I'd missed some lesson. I stayed in the toilets. Because I'm thinking, I'm getting on this coach. So anyway, we're coming now. We have to go out the front exit, and then Mr. Jefferson's standing there. He's like, "Mr. Kasali, can you stand to the side?" I'm like, "What's going on?" then I've seen the two boys who I said don't normally walk, I could just see them standing in the classroom, like not looking at me and thinking, yeah, they've probably ratted me out. Do you know what I'm saying? And I said, I ain't do nothing, but if Joint Enterprise was around at the time, then I'm getting backed. But I didn't do anything. So anyway now, remember, he's the only one that knows about the incident, Mr. Jefferson, innit? So I'm standing by the door. You know the revolving doors that lead out? Yeah. The coach is there. I think it was Mr. Nash was like calling all the guys on. Remember listening to that, Mr. Nash? Mm. So I'm standing there now, and then someone's called Mr. Jefferson away. I think something's kicked off. I think the fight's kicked off. So I'm looking like that at him, and I'm looking at the revolving doors. I'm thinking to myself, the worst that can happen is I either get suspended for a couple of days or inclusion or whatever. But then I can hear Mr. Nash speaking to Mr. Jefferson, said, why is he standing there? I was like, oh no, you know, I've been good all week, so he's just praising me and letting me know that well done and keep it up. I just had to make up a mad like. So then I've looked at him, he's gone through, remember the doors that lead to the dinner hall? He's got the glass on, he's walked through there, I've gone like that. I'm like, yes, sir. He's like, are you coming on? He's like, yeah, I'm coming on. Gone, done. Got to the game, of course, we're going to get into that. I'm loving it until we got back to school the next day. But anyway.
You take that on the chin, innit?
Trust me. But the Heinz Cup, you own a...
is it Guinness Book of Record?
Guinness Book of Record, yeah. Please let us know.
You know what? It's mad, yeah. So before that game, I had already signed for Tottenham, but when I scored the goal, people thought that it was because I scored.
I was just about to say that.
Okay.
I was just about to say that.
The way the story come out was
it was like they saw the goal and it was like Tottenham on TV already.
Yeah. But no, it was already done.
Yeah, because I heard another little thing. See, I'm just holding you back from this story.
Go for it, sir.
Before you went to Tottenham, you was really supposed to go to Villa.
Yeah. Yeah, I was.
Yeah, you was like
proper,
moments,
so close.
couple days away. House, everything sorted, everything was there.
You had to let man know that. But anyway,
and then
what happened to that?
See, again, I have to look in the camera like. It's like he's just shot me again. What took place?
I was at a FA Youth Cup game at Arsenal with my uncle, and we was in. It was, I think it's half time or something, and we was in the like where the tea and all that was, and David Pleat was in there, and he knew my uncle from some, I don't know how, but then he took him. He started speaking to him, and then obviously I was standing to him. So he's gone, "Oh, who's the boy?" And so my uncle explained the situation or whatever, and David Pleat's gone, "Oh, how would you feel if it was meant to be the next day?" He said, "How would you feel if you put them off, come and play a game, and then we'll talk." So in my head, I thought there's nothing to lose, because if they want you tomorrow, they're gonna want you the next day. Do you know what I mean? So it's better to have two options rather than one. So we was like, yeah. I said so then I went and played the game, and then they offered me a deal, and then the deal was better than the Villa deal, and obviously meaning I didn't have to move up there, Birmingham, and change schools, which was one of the main things. I didn't have to do that. Like,
of course,
meet new people and all of that. I weren't really all that. So yeah, that was, if I'm honest, that was one of the main things was having to not move house, move school.
Or was it other clubs as well? No?
Yeah. There was quite a few, but Fulham, West Ham.
You kind of had the pick of the litter in London.
Well, I was gonna say, what attracted you to Tottenham? What was the decision to go there? Yeah, for you.
Because it was either that West Ham was another one, because there was a pathway at West Ham.
Were you thinking of that at that time?
Yeah. Well, not me. I wasn't really. My uncle was. Who looked after me. Yeah. Obviously, he knows
about football.
So that's what he was really looking at. And to be fair, at Villa, which is why Villa was one of the other clubs, there was a pathway there as well at the time. So it was. Oh, and Leeds was the other one, but they just signed. Lennon was there, and he just signed a 7-year deal. So
that wouldn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense. He's in the same position. He's younger. So, but that was one of the reasons is going somewhere that had a pathway to the first team.
And you
Yeah.
saw,
As quick as possible.
you generally saw it at Tottenham.
Yeah.
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 At the time, innit?
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of the main reasons, really. So then like I said, I signed. And then, but it couldn't come out that I'd signed because the tribunal was still going on.
Okay, yeah, I
So
remember.
they hadn't set the money yet.
I heard Charlton were going on a bit. Yeah, with it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I read
So,
about it, innit?
That couldn't be sorted until the tribunal was done, and then which is why they didn't know that I'd signed for Tottenham before the final.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So then that's why I'm sure in the commentary he said, something to do with Tottenham.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously people didn't realise, and it sounded like that I signed just because of the goal.
But, oh, right.
Yeah, but it was, I'd already been playing for them, training with them.
Okay.
Oh, like that? Like proper? You've been there for a little while? Like.
Just waiting for the tribunal stuff to be sorted.
Okay.
So everything could come out and you could actually play?
Yeah.
All
But
right,
the tribunal was mad. It's like I was in court, bruv. I was 14. Had to sit on the table with, I don't know if you remember, a guy called Frank Clark who used to manage.
Not the first.
Yeah. Him.
Big moustache.
Yeah. Him.
Big moustache.
Him.
Yeah.
So and there was a few other like on the committee board, whatever, and so I had to go there. It was at the FA at the time. I think that was in Soho, their headquarters.
That's still there now, to be fair.
Yeah.
So I know.
Yeah. So I had to do that.
So hold on, because I didn't even know about this. See, I'm getting caught out here, mates.
No.
Yeah. So you, as a 14-year-old, are sitting around the table with men.
Yeah.
So where was your uncle?
He was there as well.
He was with you.
Yeah.
All right.
But for some reason, I don't know why. Like, I had to be there, but it just felt weird. Like, felt like I was in court.
Yeah, like everything was over the top, like flying over your head. Yeah.
They're probably asking you, did anyone come to your house? Were you offered any money? All that stuff.
No, but what they tried to do. So, one of the coaches was there from Charlton.
Yes.
And the head of education was there, and so he was like trying to ask certain questions and quiz like that's why I felt like I was in court.
Cool, yeah. Because they're trying to manipulate you to finding out how.
Yeah, because really they know, if we're honest, they know what went down, but they can't prove it.
Yeah.
So,
but then going to the tribunal, it's like for them to try to get you to tell on yourself.
Yeah.
Now I get it. Now I get it.
Yeah.
So then the games happen now. The final.
Yeah.
Final.
Yeah,
so you've gone down there. Everyone's gassed.
Yeah.
As 14-year-olds, you're on the coach, buzzing.
I think that was one of the first times we got a coach to a game.
Because everything's minibus and that.
Yeah. And they gave us Channel 4 gave us a camcorder.
Right.
To film like on the coach and whatever. And Gabriel was filming.
Yeah.
And that's on. So when they showed the final, that was on. They put it on the show.
All right. Yeah.
And then we got to the game, and
Who
that
did
was
you play?
Team called Barking Abbey.
Okay.
They were proper. They were probably at the time the best school team of our age for sure.
All right.
And they had a lot of players at academies at the same time, and so yeah, we went out. Obviously took kickoff. The kickoff was, it was a bad set. So in the couple of rounds before, we I'd done it. No, rubbish. Rubbish. That corner flag business. So yeah, obviously we tried it again, but I wanted one of them to set it back to me, but instead of setting, he's just stopped it. So I've had to run onto it.
Oh, yeah.
So it wasn't how I wanted it, but then obviously
it was what you wanted.
Winning. Yeah.
That goal sent us mad.
What
Still got
it was
video.
in what?
But
4.
you know, I'm in the video.
Yeah.
I'm like this. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I remember that jacket. 'Cause I wore that jacket from Frank Johnson's. It's like 2 days before. Yeah, I remember that jacket.
Yeah, do you know what? Big up Franks.
Big
up,
Shout out Frank Johnson's.
Big up Franks.
Legendary shop.
Because if you never bought that from Franks, you never come
I
from
got that
Franks.
jacket from Frank Johnson's 2 days before that. That was the day before the madness happened.
Oh,
But
was it?
yeah.
But 4.2 seconds.
Yeah.
We
That is
went
it.
mad. Like we were on just trying to fight the other school because the other school to our left, and they were like, bah, and they were like, what? Like,
Some tribal business going on between the two schools.
But it was because obviously rivalries in it with schools and how it goes.
Come on.
But yeah, what was that feeling like though? Because obviously I see everyone's coming up to you. Obviously you got the Adidas boots on, so you're letting everybody know that.
The Preds on.
Yeah, that was the first time I wore them.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but it was weird because obviously when I did it, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Like it was just a goal. It didn't.
It looked mean nothing.
Let me pause you just there. Yeah. The games that we had at Fish Ponds, it's like we would tell Owen to do something and he would do it. Like, so I think remember one time Sharif?
Yeah.
Sharif was like, yo, Owen, it was a free kick, it's in top corner. That top bins wasn't around them time.
Yeah.
Top corner. I'm looking at it thinking, who the hell does this guy think he is? Top corner.
It's top corner.
There was another shot where I think you just ran. I can't remember what you literally ran from their 18 to, I would say R18, and it was just like effortless. I'm thinking, rah, okay. But because I see it with Mandem from ends as well, I haven't taken it in that I just see it, but I'm thinking like, rah, okay.
Because you can do it, and it's someone you see, and it's normal, innit? It's not like, hold on, that's Owen.
Yeah, I didn't see it like that. I'll be honest, I never saw it. It was obviously
but you
brethren.
know,
That's how I never saw it like that.
That's
so when everyone's gassing it, and then we started to get Brentwood girls were coming, obviously light skin and that. They're coming to the games, and they're like, Owen. I'm like, but it's Owen. Like, what's wrong with you guys? But then obviously, in hindsight now, when you look back at it,
100%.
So with that, when you done that goal, was it just like, okay, I've done it, let's carry on going, or is it just like, what was it like?
Yeah, like to be honest, I wasn't one of them people. Like I didn't even celebrate.
No,
even
you
when
didn't.
I scored,
you didn't,
like if I was scored
everyone was going mad
or every team, I wasn't really one to celebrate or nothing like that. And more so because I didn't know what I'd done, and it was only first minute of the game.
So it did it. No, it was the first 5 seconds, mate. No. Let's get it right. A minute's a minute, mate. That's like 60 of them, mate. It was the first 5 seconds, mate. Let's go. There was a long way to go to the minute, mate. Yeah. They didn't even know what to do. The minute took them up to the corner. The kick off back. The goalie took the ball out and took it back. That was the minute. Yeah. But I understand certain players are just like that. Like, it's something they're supposed to do, or they believe they're supposed to do it, or because they can do it.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, I knew that how good they were because I'd played against them when I've been at Charlton, so I played against their teams. So I knew them, and I played with them for London.
Okay.
So I knew them.
Okay, so they were a London team as well?
Yeah, they're from Barking.
All right.
So I played in the London with them. A couple of them played for Millwall, West Ham, and a couple of other clubs. So I knew them. And a couple of our boys knew them as well. They played for London as well. So yeah, I knew what
you was expecting.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So that was kind of it. It was good that we got a head start, but I knew they were gonna come with something. So I just have to be a bit humble for a little bit.
Did you let the boys know though?
You knew what time it was.
Yeah.
But they didn't take it in.
And some of them knew already because some of them had played against them. So that's obviously once you realise that that's who you got in the final, naturally you're just gonna you're gonna tell it,
of course,
and let them know what's what.
Of course.
So the game's done. We've lost that game, unfortunately.
Yeah. What was it? 2-1?
2-1, yeah.
3-1.
3?
Yeah, I don't like to tell people what it is.
I actually thought it was 2-1, unless I missed it. Sometimes it is what it is. But actually, no, you're right. Yes. We were take. Some of us had to be taken out because
it's man trying to correct man knows. Man scored the goal in 5 seconds and then he's ended up scoring the next straight.
You know what? As you start to see that this equaliser ain't coming.
Yeah.
So you need to say that, right, we came all the way here and we're not going back with the win.
Yeah.
So
but I was
something has
there.
to go down.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So obviously they were running, they were like green. They were green it. So they're to the left and, you know, teachers tried to, obviously we're just trying to, what are you saying? Do you know what I'm saying? It is, you know.
Factory business.
You know what I mean? That's what I said from early.
We're not winning the game.
Tribal.
We're not winning the game, so something has to go down before we leave. Yeah, even though what had happened in the morning is in the back of the mind. But anyway, so that game's done. So what was, in terms of the transition to, because you said you're already there training anyway. Do you get what I'm saying?
But I was going to say the tribunal though.
That's what I was about to say. So now back to Tottenham in terms of how is everything panning out in terms of the tribunal? Can you start playing?
Well, then literally just after that, I think it was, the tribunal got sorted, and that was when. And then just after that was when I realised that I had the record. So then
fee.
Yeah. Then obviously they had to pay the fee, but that got brought into the story of the goal. So when I was doing like the magazine and stuff and all like the news and whatever, it was all in one, as if to say like, so I've got the goal and I've just signed. So yeah. So that was a bit mad, but then it was almost like I felt like when I came back to Tottenham, I came back with like a target on my head
100%.
from some of the not even really players, some of the management and
because again I was gonna say that because then when I was reading, I remember reading a bit where you're going to training, you're training, and one of the managers getting frustrated. Yeah, and he's like,
"So is that what we paid? Is that what we paid? Is that how much he come for?" And
he's saying, "It's not even how much he come for. It was." He gets paid more than me.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And his frustration was the amount of money that he was on. But again, that isn't determined by him.
And I think you said something and I was like, it's not my fault. I was paid that.
But that's the thing. Like, that really shouldn't be going through a grown man's head. Like, you're their coach. You're there to coach. You know what I mean? In football's one of the only sports where the players get more than the management, even in everything. So 100%. It's part of the job. If you don't like it, then don't do it.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's the truth though, because that is the truth.
Some of them are a bit,
because and the wickedest thing, they know that you've come in for big money because they know they've just spent 450 grand. Yeah. So they know Tottenham's has just spent 450 grand.
So they want to see your demise rather than actually see you progress because. They're feeling the type of way that why is he getting out? He's got to fail for that.
But I never understand that when you as a club are investing into a player.
It's British mentality. It's wrong.
And that's what I don't understand. I'll never ever gauge it because you're going to spend 450 grand. For me, mindset, business, I'm going to develop it.
Was it actually that or was it a set fee rising to 450?
No, it was that and it could go higher depending on what I did. So on appearances, international.
Yeah, because we heard things, but it's like, because you weren't around, we couldn't even ask. And I don't think you would have even said any either way. Do you know what I mean? But when we heard that, we're like,
but that's a lot of money though. And when you look at it now, what would that be? It'd be like probably 1.2 million.
The equivalent.
Yeah. Nearly 1.5 million today's money, you know.
What age did, so you were 14 at the time, innit?
14.
It's like a walkout even.
No, because that was ridiculous. But I'm saying, it's more Shea Ojo.
Yes, from
Liverpool,
MK to Liverpool.
Yeah. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. Like at 14,
it's mad. The money was crazy.
But the thing is, that's that mentality that we got here is like anyone that could possibly be different or we want to fail.
Yeah,
I don't understand that. I had an issue with that with my own son. Yeah, in the sense of I look at him and like he can see things. Yeah, like sometimes I can't even see the things that he sees. Yeah. So when he was younger, I used to just tell him, just let him play. Yeah, because he draws pictures. Yeah, and you can't. Yeah, you can't see his pictures. Yeah. So one coach in particular was on him, like, do this, run. And then one game, he's played a ball diagonal. And I've heard the coach say, no, scream it out. But he's already hit the ball. Yeah. So when he's hit the ball diagonal, the boys run onto it, the wingers run onto it. he's cutting, played it to the striker scored. So after the game, I've gone to the academy, gone to the manager. Was there a reason why you told my son no?
Yeah.
And he goes, I just thought it'd be a difficult pass for him to make, and etc. And I goes, you know what? To be honest, when you speak to my son, never use the word no.
Yeah.
Ever again. Yeah?
Yeah.
If you don't like something, try to use another word. Because right there and then, did you see his picture?
Yeah.
And he said, no. And I go, did you see the pass that he made? He goes, yeah. And I go, did it make the goal? And he said, yeah. And I goes, exactly. But you didn't see the picture.
So if you don't say, I can't do it.
Exactly. And that's the ignorance of the coach. And that's where I say, where you're saying we're being different. Yeah, it's like, it's a hindrance to them. Because you're supposed to...
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to be like Joe Bloggs. And Joe Bloggs is consistent. He's an athlete. But you're not an athlete. Not like that. Not saying
but
it like
these
that.
times they can't even do
You're not an athlete. You're a footballer. Do you get what I mean? But Joe Bloggs over there, he's an athlete. And he'll run all day. Difference.
And that's where England would rather have 11 Hendersons than 11 Sanchos. That's just how our mentality is. And it's wrong. Obviously, you need Henderson. Obviously, that's...
No, but he works. He's a clog in the whole bigger picture, innit? And he works for the picture. But at the end of the day, who do you want to look like? Henderson, no disrespect, or Sancho. And I know my sons are looking saying, I want to be like Sancho. You get what I mean? So no, I hear that 100%.
So now you're in there now. You know, as you've more or less gone in now, starting as a under 14 or 15.
It would have been because the goal was in the May, so
May,
into the 15s.
Under 15s, So what was obviously you're in there now. That's what Floodlit Cup, right? Yeah. So how's are you playing up these times?
Yeah. 16s, but one of my first games was against Charlton.
And that's another story I read. Where the manager, who was your ex-manager, who rated you and bigged you up, is all of a sudden saying, well, this guy's ish. He's ish. And he's saying this to the players.
But you know the boys, some of them are...
Of course, it's his brethren, isn't it? There's still man that's still there, innit? Like anything, innit? And man are coming back to him saying, brother, my man.
He's dead.
Just said, about you, you know. So that must have been crazy.
How did you take that?
Like, you're 15. And these men are like...
Big men!
40, 50 odd. Like, I'm just thinking... Really? Like, that's like, what kind of mentality is that to teach them to put it up, stick it on me? Like, it doesn't make no sense. Like, surely that's not what you teach them at that age.
Well,
you're trying to coach footballers, not flipping animals.
They weren't. Because they were trying to get their mentality to dislike you. So they got a mentality now to try to dislike you, where you was with man for 2-3 years before. Now you've left maybe a year, 18 months. All of a sudden, they're trying to make it out like, you know, he's Mr. Big Balls now. He don't rate you, lot. He weren't there for you.
He left you lot.
Look, you lot are still there. Look, he's up a white, aren't they? Looking nice. White kit. All of that. You get what I mean?
100%.
Like, but
100%.
the truth of it is, it wasn't like that.
No.
And that's
they
the
tried
truth.
to paint a picture.
Yeah, 100%.
So how did that game go?
Oh, don't. So imagine, so I scored a mad goal. Then
as you do.
We were 1-0 up, then they scored. And then we had a penalty in the last minute.
Okay.
And I took it and missed.
Well, you meant to take it?
No.
Oh,
but
I just wanted to.
I'm taking it. Oh, no, wait. Was it a miss or a save?
Save.
All right, cool.
The penalty was awful. And they were all... Imagine,
jumping for joy.
Yeah. Man, you just coming like, you know, do you remember like Keon?
Yeah.
Van Nistelrooy, like jumping like...
Yeah. All of that.
Come like that,
At 15, you know?
Junior, that's emotional.
Yeah, that's...
Junior, that's emotional.
Yeah, but that's not going to change your pay grade.
Junior, that's emotional.
But you're going to sleep at night and then wake up in the morning and...
Junior, that's emotional.
That's going to make a man's week.
What was you really thinking as the coach? What was you really thinking as the coach?
Mad.
Yeah? Like,
He's an idiot, man.
It was nuts.
So from 15s and you're playing 16s.
Yeah.
So you see, when you signed, was there any talk of when you get to a certain age you sign a pro or?
Yeah.
17
on my birthday.
Straight up. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was already put in.
That was already put into place.
Yeah.
Good. Oh wow.
Cool.
Yeah. The contract was 6 years, so it would have been 2 years, and then
Schoolboy.
yeah, and then 4 years. I didn't have to do YT.
Oh,
Oh,
It
wow.
was 4 years. No, sorry, 2 years, a year.
Because
And then 3 years.
you're early.
Yeah.
You're early.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah.
well, when's your birthday roughly? What month?
October.
October.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's done
This
now.
month. Yeah.
It's done. Your YTS was like 2 months, 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So you've done it. So obviously you've gone in now. The pros come.
Yeah.
How soon are you? Because that back then that would have been reserves and
Yeah.
18s and reserves,
Yeah.
but
17s, 19s.
yeah, and then reserves.
Yeah.
But how soon were you? Actually, when you started, when you've gone into your pro, who were you playing with? Anyone household that we might recognise, or is it all kind of filtered out?
There was who else was there?
What's my man that's a coach? I saw you play at Tottenham. He's a coach at United.
Kieran McKenna.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah. He was in my team.
Okay.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember, he's one of the only London coaches up there. I think there's like 2 or 3, but he's one of them, man. When I heard he's at Tottenham.
Yeah,
as well,
he retired early.
Okay.
What was he, a winger?
Centre midfielder.
Okay.
And he retired early through injury.
Okay.
And then he went into Tottenham and done one of the young teams, and then I think he done the 18s, done well in the Youth Cup, I think, and then done the 23s. And then Mourinho took him.
Up there.
Yeah.
And that's
Okay.
it. Rest is history.
Okay.
And
Because he was the 80s, I think.
Yeah.
And then they took him in.
Yeah.
Carrick and him.
Okay.
So yeah, he's done well.
Yeah.
Mm.
But he was one of them people that you could see was always going to be a coach or one of them.
He was studious in that.
Yeah.
Talk on the pitch and that.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah.
So how soon from you signing that pro were you? How long did it take you to be integrated around the first team?
It was weird. You know what? It's mad. If we go back just before when I done work experience in school, I done my work experience at Tottenham.
All right.
So when you had to go and get a job, that was
your
yours.
for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But then obviously in school I didn't really get on. So in the end I was doing 3 days at school, 2 days up there.
Mm-hmm.
After my work experience finished, I went back to school and then I started doing that.
All right, yeah.
And it was kind of, they done that to kind of level me out. So it was like 1 day off, 1 day on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was easier in that sense. So I was kind of ahead of the game when I was then become full time.
Yeah.
Because I'd already been up there, I knew everybody around the training because I'd done it. So that kind of helped.
Yeah, very small.
So then I was like playing in the 17s and 19s, and then because it was the reserves played Tuesday night, you can kind of do both.
Okay.
Because 17s and 19s on a Saturday.
Yeah.
So I kind of did all of it.
17s, 19s, and reserves.
Yeah, went between the three.
Mm-hmm.
So depending on, because it's weird, they didn't really do. A lot of the 19s would play in the reserves.
Yeah.
So then a lot of the 17s would play in the 19s, and then it kind of
coming up, push up.
Yeah. So it was like, and once you're in that, then you pretty much train. Once you're around the 18s, you pretty much train the reserves. The reserves and first team train together.
Okay.
So you're kind of always around it. But sometimes it can be that false hope because you could be there training with them, but also be nowhere near it. If that makes sense, because although you're with the reserves, it doesn't really mean anything because you're training with the first team.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I get that.
You could be so close, but so far. Yeah.
Definitely.
So far.
Yeah.
And that's why I think a lot of boys kind of get it confused because they're with the 23s, what they call it now. But they just look to their left and it's like they're literally a breath away from the first team. But that breath can be so far because
massive,
as you try to get to the line, it's like sometimes just saying, big man, just relax.
Ease up yourself.
You're crossing here. Do
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying? And you might be looking at the next man who's in your position, be thinking, this might be long for me, you know. And they've just bought him as well when he's on, do you know what I mean? So I kind of get that, to be fair.
No, 100%. So when did you
kind of get that?
When did you feel that you was integrating into that first team in like the sense of a manager likes me?
Because who was the managers at Santini at the time? Santini.
French
guy.
Hoddle first, then Santini.
Okay.
Then Santini was only there for
A hot minute.
for like months.
Yeah, hot minute.
But he likes you, though, no?
Yeah, but it was more Martin Yo. Santini couldn't speak like a word of English.
Oh, I swear.
No,
Yeah,
like low man.
No, it's difficult, man. I don't think you got any chance. Like a lot of the managers that come and do like interviews and stuff like that, I know can speak English, but they just choose not to.
So I think
Pochettino could from a long time when he was at Southampton. And
what's his name can speak English?
Bielsa.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. I think he gave it away. Bamford gave it away.
Yeah.
Patrick Bamford gave it. He was so big. He gave it away. He's like, one of the guys asked him a question. And was like, so why doesn't Bielsa talk English at training? Do you not find it hard? And is that what you've been told? When he said that, I was like, he blatantly speaks. And you know why? Bielsa gave it away. I think he gave the interpreter said something.
And he went, no.
And he stopped it. And he corrected it.
Yeah, bro. You have to understand
English.
You have to understand this.
But go ahead.
Come on.
Thingy done it as well. Pochettino done it when he was at Southampton.
He used to do it all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. And
I think obviously a lot of them can't handle the media. The media can be idiots at times. So you just, I don't speak English.
Yeah. And it
keeps the distance from them.
Yeah.
I think it's not a bad thing.
So was it Martin Yo that kind of gave you that push?
Yeah. And then I went away with them on tour in the summer, pre-season.
Yeah.
Sweden.
Yeah.
Big.
And then they took me and one of the others, they took us away with them for a first team game against Celtic.
Oh, lovely.
At Celtic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
were you involved?
Yeah.
Okay.
But just after that, I broke my leg.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah, training, innit? I remember that. Yeah. I remember we heard about that.
What, stop, pause. In between that gap,
England.
was there, no, not even that. Was there a conversation between you and the manager concerning him bringing in players?
That was as I come back from breaking my leg.
Okay.
He'd just brought in Routledge and Lennon.
Yeah. Yes. For like a combined, under 3 million.
Yeah.
That's when Leeds
going down.
They were going down, so they need to make some money.
Yeah.
They got him for like $1 million, but it was cheap.
Change.
They got
change.
Lennon
cheap. International by then.
And then I think Palace just come into the Prem and Wayne Routledge was like a main, like a Zaha type, the main player, and then they got him for like 1.8 or something like that. Yeah. At the time, anyway. Yeah.
And obviously, Routledge was my age, and Lennon was a few years younger.
2 years younger, so didn't make sense.
They were both in my position, so it's kind of.
So they bought them as you were coming back. So you were running and in the gym and all that stuff.
Yeah, but it was.
So you went out, played the game, which was West Brom.
Yeah, in the youth,
in the FA Youth Cup.
Yeah.
Done your fibula, and both.
Yeah.
So you done it.
Yeah.
Done it.
Clean. Yeah.
But you know what? A clean break's better
than a normal.
100%.
So how long were you out for?
I didn't have to have no pins or nothing.
Amazing.
I want to say 7 months. Yeah, I want to say 7 months.
So this was at the beginning of your...
I think I was in my second year.
So under 18 season, going into under 18. Yeah.
But it was weird because the reserve manager at the time was Clive Allen. And he was weird, like, he'd see you, obviously, because you had to clean boots and that.
Yes.
And he'd see you, ignore you. Or not, he would ignore me, like, not even, how long you got left or...
Nothing.
So in my head, I was thinking, that's a bit weird, because he would speak to someone, either that side or that side, and just act like... And then, I can't remember who it was, but one of them always used to say to me, like, if you're injured, you're useless. Like, you're no use to them. And as I got older, I could see that's how they treat you. Like, if you can't do nothing for me,
mindset.
You're not. Do you know what I mean?
The mindset,
Which is one of the harsh realities of football, which I don't agree with, but it's just the way it is.
No, I understand that wholeheartedly, because if you're not fit, then what are you there for?
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
You can't offer me nothing.
What are you there for?
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
So it does get a bit difficult them times.
So once you've come back from the injury, you said obviously Lennon has showed up, Routledge has showed up. So what's the conversation with Martin Yola?
Pay me up. More money.
He said, pay you out, let me go.
Yeah.
Serious?
No, they tried to send me on loan. Sorry, they tried to send me on loan.
Stevenage.
Yeah, and I was like, nah, I'd never even heard of them, and that was me being ignorant.
And
I'm glad you said that.
That was me being ignorant
Because it's what I said to you, yeah. Because of the polish.
You're in a bubble.
It's nice from the ground up, from from whenever you got in, it's nice. The food's made for you. You're getting cab. You're getting the boots. You got a sponsor. It's nice.
It's
so you're under the illusion that
everyone's the same.
I'm going to
This
the
is
first
life.
team.
How
This is
do you
how
know
it is.
But it's not even that first team. But everyone's the same.
And it's the same guy. I'm not even going to say his name because he's a pro now. But I spoke to him. He's gone through 2 academy clubs. He's at one now, and he's been there since he was 6. So he's under the illusion he's going to make it to the first team. I'm like, okay. So he got a phone call from the club saying, we're going to send you out on loan. He's like, okay, cool. They were sending him out, funny enough, they were sending him to Stevenage. Then I got a call from his dad. He was like, I got a call from him, sorry. And he was like, they're sending me to Stevenage on loan. I was like, yeah, what's wrong? He's like, what's that?
Not even who is that?
What is that? Not even who, you know.
He's like, what's that? I was like, okay, type it in and see. I think they're in League 2.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, what is that? Like, my style of football ain't gonna suit that. Is me pause. Is me the position you're in, yeah? Who's in your position ahead of you? So clearly first team, and who's in the 18th? And then let me know. Well, he's like, well, yeah, I'm not gonna bench the first team one. And to be honest, the one in the 18th he's not far away. So you're doing something wrong then. So it's simple. You go out on loan and you do what you can. Yeah. And when you sign the contract, you were made to think you were gonna play for this club. But it doesn't work like that. No, that's not how football works.
Listen, you know what I say to myself.
You know your lane. You'll find your lane eventually.
You know what I say to myself.
And this is his lane to this. Yeah, of course I know that.
From 12 years old.
This is his current lane to now.
I say to my son, we need to get into a first team quickly.
Simple.
There isn't, we're going into this club and we're going Prem or we're going Championship.
You need to be first team.
We need to play in a first team.
It's as simple as that. Quickly, as soon as possible.
You understand what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't care where we're going on this pyramid.
But there's no substitute for that.
So if you're 16 and you're playing League 2, man can't chat to you.
You can't.
Yeah. You're ahead of someone in the 23s at Chelsea.
All right. Because you're playing
men's football,
and you're playing men's football already. So that's my mindset. But a lot of these kids, when you're in that bubble and that cocoon, and that's what I do call it, that cocoon.
They're just happy to plod along, innit? And be part of the brand and be part of the name.
Because remember, you're coming out and you're saying, I'm with Chelsea, I'm with Arsenal, I'm with Tottenham, I'm with Fulham. And someone said something in one of these pods and it has stuck with me and it has really done me because it was so true. And what they said is, it becomes your identity.
Yeah.
So you're no longer
Owen.
Lose your own. You're no longer Owen Price.
You're
Owen Price, the footballer.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? You're not no longer Owen Price.
Yeah.
You're now Owen Price,
the footballer.
Yeah. So now everybody has got that expectation of Owen. Without having that expectation, you know, no one has it outwardly. They expect it. And Owen, come on. But you know Owen's going to make it, innit?
But really they do,
You know Owen's going to be on TV, innit? You know that? Owen's going to be the next one, innit? But that's the mindset. Indirectly.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
100%.
So what went down at Stevenage?
Well, I didn't even go.
You didn't go?
No.
And then I heard about some Haybridge Swifts or something.
They tried to send me there. And you know, after that, I just thought, no, you're taking a piss out of me now.
What? So who was creating it? Was it the club?
Yeah.
So what was Martin Yole saying to you? What was he? Was he receptive?
He was cool.
Yeah.
He was cool because, like, he didn't necessarily have to deal with me on the day-to-day. Like, we'll be involved within a game and it'll be the reserve manager taking it. And it was the reserve manager that when I was injured weren't even trying to talk to me.
That one okay.
Obviously I was stubborn and like ignorant, to be fair. And I never forgot it. So I'm thinking, so now you want me to run through walls for you But when I was injured, you can't even talk to me.
Can't even look at me.
Yeah. And I'm just thinking that don't work for me.
Yeah,
That don't work for me. If someone's injured, I'm calling them next morning.
Yeah.
To make sure they're all right. And do you know what I mean?
But that's your compassion as a man and as a person.
Yeah.
Remember,
Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Remember, these coaches have been programmed.
Yeah.
Just like they tried to program the players.
Yeah.
Oh,
So they've been programmed. So remember, it's like a factory, like a machine just turning over.
Yeah.
So if one's broken, they're just gonna throw it out.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? And send it back or try and mend it later. But they're looking at the ones that are there and that are ready to
like
go.
I said,
Do you know what I'm
I
saying?
found that out this year with my boy and what went on with him. And I was like, hold on. Last year, he was all right. He was playing. He was injured a little bit, but he was running through them injuries for you lot. This time, he's got this injury and nobody really wants to deal with him.
Yeah.
And if I'm not going on stink, you lot don't really want to say nothing.
Yeah.
So why do I have to go on stink if you lot feel that there's potential in this boy to push him along?
Yeah.
Like, come on, like it shouldn't be that way. But again, it's the main word that me and you always use: business.
Business, straight.
Yeah, it's business. Yeah,
It's true.
When they start paying
Harsh
you,
reality.
it becomes a job.
Once you start getting that paycheck, academy life is done. You're now theirs.
It's like I want people to understand that as well because I don't think we've said that. Like this becomes a
business
job.
Yeah.
It is
And
a
they treat you
business,
like
and
a
they
job.
as employees. Do you get what I mean? Like, I didn't understand that.
Because that's what what's his name said at one time, innit? It was Daniel Sturridge.
Yeah, I
It's
did.
like it went from me enjoying it to like it's now I gotta go to work.
No, I couldn't believe it.
Like when he said and when he said it was emotional.
No,
he said
it touched me
like,
because I remember
it's
meeting
a job
him.
now.
I remember meeting him in Cobham.
Yeah.
We was in a petrol station.
Mm-hmm.
I'd taken the boy training the 2 days before, and he come in at the Porsche Camaro, and it's the first time I've seen this car. So I'm like, yo, I've one on my window goes, yo, big man, I love the way you're moving. Like, so he's running like this one, he's like, yeah, man, love that. Like, so I'm like, that car's banging.
Yeah.
Going into training, couple of days go by. There's a petrol station right close to Cobham.
Yeah.
So I've gone in the petrol station, fill up my car, and I see this white S3 coming. Thinking, oh, who's this now? Because you know when you see my so it's Sturridge jumped out the S3. I goes, hold on, big man, you got a dealership. So he's looked at me, he's like, oh, it's you. I goes, yeah, man, what's going on? Like, he's like, so what are you doing down there? So me and him started to have a little conversation. And I always remember him saying the exact same thing to me, like, always make sure your son's got that love for the game. Because when he gets to my stage, this is a job.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're paid to do a job. Do you understand?
Yeah.
My son was what? He's 21 now, but the time he must have been about 11. So 10 years ago. So it was like, when he said it to me, it touched me.
Yeah.
Because I had that fan feeling about me. And
that fantasy.
I'm a fan. Like, like these men love what they're doing. And I wish I could spend an hour doing what they do. And then hearing it from the horse's mouth and then going, whoa, this man's getting paid and he's getting paid well.
Yeah.
But he's just told me, this is a job. Like, if someone goes to a 9 to 5, do you get what I mean?